wonderful universe. It's Jennifer here at Eureka Astrology and Healing, and today I'm doing something a little different. I'm going to interview a Cancer on the ocean. We're going to talk about a little bit about Cancer, and this is my sister Teresa.
Hello.
And she knows some about astrology, but I thought this would be a nice little just like getting to know and understanding a sign in a little different way instead of just spewing a lot of facts and information at you. Actually engaging with someone who is an active and very wonderful Cancer. So, Teresa, how does it feel to be a Cancer, or what can you tell me that you know about Cancer?
I would say I feel my feelings are very first and foremost. Mm-hmm. When I express myself, I say I feel versus like I know or I think. Feelings come quickly and fast and feel like I can't necessarily control it as much as others, and they're very intense. I would also say they come in like waves, you know. There's can be calm and beautiful, or just chaotic and just aggressive. And I would also say I have a nurturing aspect to myself, especially with animals. At a young age, I felt more connected with animals, I would say, than some humans. As we speak, there's a dog coming up.
Oh, there we go. They have to come. They have to be part of it. We've got dogs and chickens here in Kauai. This is a privilege to be here.
Yes.
And so, say, you know, like we were just talking a little bit, and you said when you watch a movie, the first thing that you think about when something's getting injured, if it was a human and an animal at the same time, you usually resonate with the animal, right?
Yes, don't hurt the dog, don't hurt the horse, cat.
Right.
Yeah.
And that totally makes sense. And so, one thing I've noticed with a lot of the water signs is they really love to be by the water. Do you have a relationship with, like, so here in the ocean, like, what does this feel like? Does it make you feel good? I mean, what was being by large bodies of water do for you?
It's calming and kind of recharges and changes my perspective on kind of what's going on, and it helps me slow down and kind of go more introspective, whereas we live in town, and granted we live in Wisconsin. I mean, there's lakes everywhere, but we don't necessarily live near where you can get access to one. So down the road, I definitely want to live towards or near water where you can just kind of on your daily life walk to, because I do feel like that's lacking definitely in my life. So it does affect my moods and how I can kind of calm down and relax.
Do you use water to relax?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Can I bring up like a beautiful story that you once told me that you take, 45-minute showers and you imagined yourself as a dolphin?
Yes.
And I imagine that felt good. I mean, you were landlocked and didn't have a chance to be in a lot of water, and that, it probably was a good processing for you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come back to when you talk about like the feelings and emotions, because Cancers are one that are, all water signs are known for having really deep emotions and processing. So when you have these fast emotions, would you say the first thing you do is you act on them, or do you feel like it is an internalized thing that you have to go in and like kind of be away from people, or do you want to go talk about it right away, or like what's when something gets maybe intense or hard, or even like even joyful, like what happens?
Yeah, I feel like I definitely attack first, and then I want to scuttle away. Actually, when I was just walking the beach, I almost stepped on a crab, and it was big. It was like this big, and it scuttled away. So I felt its pain. But no, I definitely say I clap back first.
Yeah.
And it's almost like an instinctual thing. It's something that it's hard to like think about before you say things. It's just kind of a quick reaction to it. And then I usually have to be away from people, to process it, like a good hour or two, to kind of like try to be unbiased to like my feelings, to like what actually is happening. So yeah, I would definitely say I need to be away from people, because otherwise if people keep talking to me about the argument, I just feel like I'm being attacked. So it's hard to get away from that energy. I have to walk away from it for a little bit.
And, another thing that all water signs have, and especially Cancers, are known for potentially having really intuitive abilities, like that, because of the feeling and being connected with others just like on an emotional level. Do you feel that you have a little more heightened sense of intuition? Even maybe it's not with humans, but with animals, nature. Is that something you're experiencing?
Yeah, I would say I'm able to pick up like on people's anxieties, or if they're upset or if they're happy. I work in the health field, so that's something that is useful because you can definitely read people better and react to the situation depending on how they feel. So I would say a lot of people that I know are cancers tend to be like in the health field.
That's
more so.
I have found that to be true.
Yeah.
That and then also teachers tend to be,
Yeah.
you know, with kids. I mean, obviously, cancers can do anything,
Yeah.
you know, they want to. But I think if you know, our sun is what, you know, makes us feel good, you know, and it's an anchor. And so when we do those things that are at our core, you know, we're just kind of in stride. And so, I mean, I think, you know, you're doing a lot. I know you do a lot of great work, and like, I don't know how you do it. I would be, I would be all over. Be done with all those human things.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'm going to say is because the sun is coming up and we are about to get scorched here on the beach, for sure. It gets really hot in the middle of the morning here. Is that cancers when you talk about home? So how do you do you largely identify with needing to have a home that feels safe and comfortable? Obviously, everyone needs a safe and comfortable home.
Yeah.
But does it you feel like when I know you've moved a lot, like when you didn't have a home maybe that felt like a home, like, does that really affect you? And do you feel like that's something that you prioritize, as having a home that's, you know, not only safe but like comfortable, where you, like you said, when you want to pull in, that it's where you want to pull into, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would definitely say I am a homebody. I mean, I will go out and do things, but I tend to, my home is like where I relax and need to just be peaceful. So it's hard for me also to like do tasks or stuff around the house, because when I'm home, it's like I just want to relax, you know. Whereas if I want to be productive, I need to be away from the home, because I associate home as just something where I can get away and relax. And I do find myself that I need a lot of time to recharge and be at home. Like, you know, I start the day with 100%, but like every interaction, it goes down slowly, just due from being intuitive and almost like worrying about other people's needs over mine. So it kind of drains it to that extent.
And you just brought up one of the sometimes the struggles that cancers have. I mean, not just cancers, but one of the archetypal struggles is that there's a lot of nurturing, caring, and it makes you feel good. But it's, sometimes there's a large sacrifice of your needs, or maybe potentially of your needs and wants, to make sure that the other party is getting nurtured. And so that makes a lot of sense. You say as the interactions go, that's often, like, you know, you hear empathic people or people who are a lot of, you know, highly intuitive say, because they're working on having healthy boundaries, and that takes a little, and all of a sudden you don't have a lot. And so, you know, it's good advice for all people who have those kind of empathic tendencies, or a lot of Cancerian or water energy, is go, okay, working on healthy boundaries, going, I'm happy to help, but you don't have to give everything away, every moment, every person. I'm not saying that you're giving away, but like give every ounce of energy, I should say, because like people are doing good work when they're caring and taking. And
it's definitely a catch-22. I feel like I need to do that, but yet to save like some space for myself. You know, it is difficult. There you feel guilty that you're doing it. So
yeah, one of the most valuable lessons is that if you have nothing, you know, left, you know, for, you know, to give, like, you can give, like, you know, if you're all drained, like, say that is your total mission in life, to serve and like you nurture other people, care for other people. But the thing is, if you get tapped out, you're done, you know what I mean? And so you can't even that, like, forget yourself, even, like, you can't even do it for other people. So it's always about making sure you can take care of yourself, because when you invest back into yourself, then you're recharged, you said, nourished, and then you can go out, you know. It's a beautiful thing. And do you have anything else you want to say about Cancer? Because I'm not, you know, I don't have a lot of Cancer energy, so I really enjoyed your.
I would say, like, in a relationship, you definitely need to, or you want to always tend to take care of that person. It's almost can be maybe smothering to some people. Yeah. But yeah, I would say relationship-wise is you're connected to a few certain people versus like a group of a mass of people. So,
and that's what it's kind of known for, is having the intimate relationships, especially with family. Like, they may not care, I mean, they can care for many, but like that's where a lot of the energy is focused. And so it's a good point, and I don't think about it that way often. And I really appreciate you doing this with me. And the sun is coming up, it's getting very bright here, and I hope you enjoy this. I feel like this is a really good first-hand way of understanding it, by actually talking to people and seeing how they experience it, because I can talk about it, but I don't have a lot of energy of Cancer in my chart. I mean, it's in my chart, but I have my part of fortune there. There's not a lot of aspects or things. It's just kind of a hole in my chart, and so I understand it, but I don't think I deeply understand it. Obviously, it's like someone who has Cancer, multiple things in Cancer, an active chart, or maybe even their fourth house.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, my
Yes.
sister, and I hope everyone enjoyed this. Hit like, subscribe, check
Yes.
out my website to see all my services. I do astrology consultations, herbal consultations, and may the stars guide you and the plants ground you. Ciao for now.
Aloha.
Aloha.